Good afternoon. It's Friday, March 7th, 2025. This day is filled with energy to get a lot done. The creative energy in today is very strong. Today you're going to notice that if you don't try to force things to go a certain way or be married to an idea about how you think things should go, if you just relax into today's energy, you should see that the creative energy should just flow pretty readily. If you're someone who's experienced a lot of trauma in the past, it can be really easy for things that trigger you to throw you off and make it really difficult for you to focus, especially if it's something really emotional. Like, I understand what that feels like, having experienced different traumas in the past. And one of the things that Spirit is reminding me to do now is to take 17 seconds. There's something about 17 seconds. If something triggers you or makes you feel really emotional or slightly out of balance, causes you to panic or worry, just allow yourself to just breathe slowly. And I'm not sure exactly what it is, but 17 seconds. And it really works. Just to relax, and as you breathe in and out, just allow your consciousness to go back into your body. You can feel that cleansing breath. Carry that anxious, nervous, even fight or flight type energies, just carry them through your body. Allow yourself to feel it. Allow it to exit your body through the breath. Just inhale and exhale that energy down through your energy centers and out of your body and through your feet. Just 17 seconds is all it takes. That doesn't mean you have to stop at 17 seconds, but at least 17 seconds is all it takes, and you'll feel so much better. It'll bring your consciousness back into your body and allow you to relax. And then it's so much easier for you to focus on what needs to be done. Or even in some cases, it's really hard to do the things that you want to do when you might hear something that makes you nervous on the news, or any type of stressful situation that can go on around you. Just buy that time out for yourself, just 17 seconds. And if you feel better after 17 seconds and you have some more time, just do it again. Do it again as much time as you need, 17 seconds. There's a certain abundance that you have inside of you. But if we allow ourselves to get triggered or thrown off, we can lose sight of that. So that cleansing breath just draws your consciousness, your awareness back into your body, and that grounds you. You have more of a sense of control. It gives you an opportunity to choose your thoughts and choose how you want to act or not. So there's so much going on around us right now that could throw us off in so many different directions. But the overall energy of today, Friday, March 7th, 2025, 3/7/2025. Friday. For some reason, Friday always makes me think of the number 7. Maybe because it reminds me of the weekend, like the 7 days of the week, and Friday is like the beginning of the weekend, and there's a certain energy of, if you're used to like a 9 to 5 type grind, it gives you an opportunity to kind of plan out what you want to do, or things that you need to get done that are beyond the 9 to 5 time. It reminds you that you have some time. It's an opportunity for you to do things for yourself, to either relax, rejuvenate, or even plan your future, spend time with loved ones. The feeling that I'm getting right now is that it's so important to make sure that you take time out for yourself, even in the midst of all this stress and chaos. It's manufactured, which makes it even more important for you to buy out this time for yourself to really enjoy your life. Don't allow whatever people throw at you in order to throw you off, make you forget who you are, separate you away from the energy, the power that you have within you. And I'm hearing the woodpecker right now. That's talking about activity, things to do. And also when I hear that, wow, it's very rapid. So what I'm hearing is that there's a lot of things that are happening right now, and there's a lot that's coming up very, very quickly. There's going to be a lot of activity coming up very quickly. Events are about to really pick up. And even though things are going to be moving really rapidly, there's definitely a rhythm there. So in order for you to take advantage of this really rapid rhythm, organization is going to be paramount. So this weekend is a really great time to organize, do cleaning, center, plan out next week. Because the next 2 weeks of this month are going to move very quickly as we approach April. So many people feel hopeless right now, but we're actually coming into a time of many opportunities. But in order to take advantage of these opportunities, you'll have to think outside of this box that you've been in, this box that we've been in for so long, this failing structure around us. We can see it. It's a failing, flailing structure around us. And the reason why it's been so important for us to come into our own, our authenticity, is because we are creating this new paradigm, this new higher vibration. We have to do things differently than the way we've done them before. Because in this higher energy, the old ways and habits, the ways of doing things will not work anymore. But you were made for this. You were made for this time. And all the changes that you have gone through over the past 2-3 years, especially, you've finally begun to bloom like rapidly over the past 3 months, especially. I'm seeing that you've made so much progress. Some of you look very different, feel very different, and when you think back to last year this time, like maybe go back through some of your pictures or through some of your memories, and you look at them and it will feel like, wow, did this really happen a year ago? It feels like a lifetime ago. It feels like so much longer than a year. It feels like 2 or 3 years ago that happened, but it's like, wow, you really did all that. You've really done all this, made this many changes, changed this much in just the span of a year. The reason why it happened so quickly is the equivalent of going into adulthood, adolescence, the really rapid growth spurts. You went through a growth spurt. You're still going through that growth spurt, but at this point now, you're looking back and you're realizing how much you've actually grown in 1 year. There's this blooming energy, and you're beginning to bear fruit now. This is really happening. This is really real. That's really you. Now this is your time. You're prepared now. So March 7th, this 3-7 energy, I'm thinking of 37. You've laid a solid foundation to do your life's work, to do your life's biggest work. What you came here for, you've laid the foundation, it's here. Now we've really come full swing into the energy that I talked about at the beginning of the year. All year, especially from about August onward, there was an acceleration, and it was preparing us for this year. We learned a lot. A karmic reckoning was set in motion. A vision that I had on July 25th about the first will be last and the last will be first. All last year was preparing us for what we're experiencing now. Things that were wrong are being made right. Things are being corrected. Any injustices that seem like they would never be corrected, they are all being corrected now. Everything is being corrected now. It goes beyond the systems that are in place on the planet right now. This is a divine intervention that we're experiencing right now. And that's why so many people don't believe it. So many people don't believe it. And at this time right now, we are not to focus on that. We are to focus on what we have to create. We are to focus on what we are bringing into this new energy, because now all the events leading up to this time have laid the foundation for you. It has developed your heart, your conscience. You've reconciled your shadows into the light, and you've accessed this power of your authenticity, and that has put you in a very powerful, unique situation to bring something to the planet that you brought. You were cultivating it. You were in isolation. God's spirit was protecting you while you were developing in the dark, in the quiet. And now you're ready to bring out this work. Just like I mentioned at the beginning of the year that all last year was our opportunity to prepare for this really rapid energy that we have right now. The 8 energy, 2024, it's summed to 8, that energy of reaping what you sow. We went into that energy all last year, setting up for a karmic reckoning. You had the opportunity last year to make all of your plans. There was so much data, information that we had to work with, to process through. As the energy rose from August to December, and it's continuing to rise. The sun is continuing to pour out all of this intense light on the planet. And as that happens, all of this duality and separation, all of this strife, it's causing so much strife. It's bringing all of it to the surface to be reconciled and transmuted. So we had all year to get ready for this, and now we're in this 2025 energy. This year is going to move fast. It kicked right off at the beginning of the year, moving fast. We had a bit of time to catch our breath in the month of February, but now things are beginning to pick up in March. And now that we're at the 7th of March, from now on, the month of March is going to accelerate. There are going to be many manifestations. And in the midst of all of these happenings, these events, don't allow yourself to be alarmed. Your vibration is going to protect you. I'm being reminded of the vision that I had on October 10th, 2021. And I channeled the 2022 predictions. I called them the 2022 predictions. What we're experiencing now was foretold in the 2022 predictions. In order for us to be safe in the midst of all of these events that are going on, Spirit was going to give us an opportunity to be raptured up into a higher holding dimension. When I channeled that message, I imagined it as if we were raptured up into like some sort of a safe place where we could kind of see what was going on, but we'd not be touched or harmed by it. And then after the situation on the planet was taken care of, all of the badness was taken care of, that we would be released back down to the planet. All of us who agreed to be raptured into this higher holding dimension. After everything was taken care of on the planet, we'd be brought back down to the planet to rehabilitate it and clean things up. And as we've received more information from 2022 until now, we've learned that our authenticity and gratitude is what raises our frequency. It raises you don't receive information until you're an energetic match for it. You don't receive higher information until you're a higher vibrational match for it. So in order to not be affected by all of these low vibration attacks, these low vibration crimes, this low vibration situation that has so many who are also resonating in this lower vibration, being in that low vibration, it puts you in a cage where you become dense enough to be held by this cage, this matrix. Being in your authenticity and gratitude, it raises your frequency and lowers your density so that you literally cannot be held by this 3D structure anymore. We've reached a time in the history of humanity that these structures have become irrelevant. They've become so destructive, and those who are ruining the earth are being brought to ruin, and those who are good stewards are being protected at this time. In order for you to be ready so that you can unleash all of your new creations onto the planet, we have to be in this higher vibration now, so that we can work in relative peace while all of these things are taking place on the planet right now. The energy right now It's a very creative energy, and I'm hearing the words, be flexible, be flexible. If there's something that you've really had your heart set on to build or create, even if it feels like everybody thinks the idea is crazy, there's a reason why you've had this idea, these dreams so persistently. God gave you this dream. It's something that He placed inside you for you to create and bring onto this planet. Yes, there will be a lot of people laughing at you. They're going to, because it's not supposed to be something that they've seen before. They don't even realize that they need it yet, but you have a responsibility to create what you came here for. And you are unique. You're a unique energy. Your unique energetic vibration, this imprint, this energy that you have, you are the only one who can bring this. You can brainstorm with others who are also at a high vibration, but there aren't going to be very many people for you to talk to. But being in your authenticity is going to attract those like-minded individuals. It will attract those who will help you to finish this creation. There's an energy of collaboration right now. You are going to be brought helpers, and you are also going to be guided towards others who need your help to bring their creations onto the planet. We are now all being guided towards those who are going to help us finish the creations that we are to bring onto this planet in the very near future. We're in the construction stage right now of this creative energy here. We are now in the stage of building. We've already drawn things up. We did so much research. We did a lot of research and development a long time ago, brainstorming, imagining what the final form of this creation or organization was going to be. And now we are in a very strong energy of it's time to build now. I'm seeing trial and error. You're going to make mistakes, but these mistakes are mistakes that are going to teach you. You're going to receive extremely valuable insights from the mistakes. And the message is to not allow the mistakes that you're going to make in this creative process to make you bitter. Write down why you believe things went wrong and just hypothesize how, if you change it a certain way, how you think you could get the result that you're looking for. I'm seeing happy mistakes, happy accidents. Don't worry about the mistakes that you'll make in this creative process. I'm seeing that these accidents are going to lead you to, you're going to experience epiphanies. You're going to experience breakthroughs. I'm seeing major breakthroughs that are going to come out of these things that you thought were mistakes. You're going to create something completely accidental, and it might wind up being bigger than the original intention. So then you'll end up having the original creation, and then all of a sudden there will be others that will spawn off of the original, all because you're in the right energy here. The right energy here is not an energy of trying to make money, trying to create something to make money. You're solving problems. You're bringing a service, something of value to yourself and to the entire collective. that energy is spurring you to create things with a certain built-in serendipity. You're going to be solving future problems even if you don't realize it yet. So today is all about artistry, is the word that I'm hearing. Use your artistic license. Today there's an energy of freedom. Allow your thoughts to flow. If there's going to be any boundaries at all, they're going to be lines that you're going to draw to assist you in the drawing process, or the divisions that you create are going to be for gaining clarity or context, understanding these relationships to help you get started with certain aspects of this creative process. You may need to look on how other masters before you have done some things just to see how they created context, to see how they gained their understanding in order to create it. This is all about your own originality. I'm thinking of when I took the piano lessons, we studied all the classics: Bach, Beethoven, Mozart, Chopin, Debussy. Each one of those composers has a very unique style, a very unique voice, and even very unique techniques. And the idea of studying all of those different composers was to learn how to appreciate all the different flavors and all the different techniques. But eventually, sometimes the piano teacher would sit down and play through a new piece, and it would be so inspiring to hear the piano teacher play it. I would be so inspired by the piano teacher, the way the piano teacher played it, that I caught myself trying to play it just like him or just like her. But that was good for learning the techniques, just to learn the techniques, the theory behind everything. But the goal was for me to find my own voice, to find my own way of expression, and eventually achieve a certain flexibility where I could be able to read the audience and adapt my music to the audience, or also as I changed from one piece that I wanted to play to another piece, like one composer to another composer, or one genre of music to another genre. If you're playing jazz, you don't want to sound like you're playing pop. And if you're playing Baroque, you don't want to sound like you're playing romantic music. So the goal was eventually to learn how to adapt to the circumstances, or to adapt to the audience, or to really feel the mood, really feel the energy, the mood of the situation around you, and then create accordingly. Things are changing so rapidly right now on our planet, and so it's extremely important right now to be adaptable. Maybe whatever it is that you're creating is something that can change with the moment, something that's so flexible, something that stays relevant, that it somehow adjusts itself. Like maybe they can use the service once and it continues to adjust itself, is what I'm seeing. It's so important right now. Things are moving so rapidly. Everything's in flux right now. It's really about flexibility and how quickly can you adapt. And when I say how quickly can you adapt, I'm not talking about knee-jerk reactions here. a knee-jerk reaction is usually counterproductive, but it's important to really take a moment to really understand what it is that you're feeling, hearing, tasting, to really understand like what is it that the collective of humanity is really going through right now. How do people really feel? And the different demographics in the collective. It's so important to know what the entire collective needs as a whole, but also addressing the individual unique needs of the different demographics within the collective is really important right now. But at the same time, it's extremely important to make sure that you are imprinting your creations with your unique vibration. And you can only do that in your authenticity. So it's important right now for you to find your voice, find your style. It doesn't mean that you always need to look or sound or feel exactly the same way all the time, but it just means that when people see something that you create, or when people hear something that you've written, or taste something that you've made, or no matter how different it tastes, they always know that it's yours. They always know that it was you, because it's the power of your energy that is needed right now, even more so than just the creation itself. It goes beyond just whatever the material is, even if it's a material or whatever item or product or service. It goes beyond it. It's your energy. Your energy cannot be duplicated. Your authenticity is the one thing that no one can take from you. So it is important that you be in your authenticity, because without you being in your authenticity, anything that you create, it won't have that value that you're supposed to bring. That's why it's so important for you to find that and be in that. But right now, I'm seeing this energy, this reconciliation of your feelings and your intuition, like moving forward, that they are in line, because things are going to be moving so rapidly now that if they are not in line, if you are not in line, and if you are not grounded, things are going to be moving so rapidly that if you make a mistake, the faster you move when you make a mistake, the more damage can be done. So it's about calibrating yourself to zero. That calibration to zero. Once again, I'm seeing this creative mastery. The digits from 1 to 9, the whole sequence. The steps to mastery from 1 to 9. The initial conception of it to the launching of it or creation of it, all the way to the point where you release it or give it away. It bears fruit, and then there's a harvest. You're going to have the opportunity to enjoy that experience over and over again. This is going to be something that you will embody. You will have to trust. You're going to build an unshakable faith and trust that when you are in your authenticity and the God frequency is flowing through you, you're going to notice that even when you make mistakes, there's going to be extremely valuable epiphanies and realizations where whatever it is that you thought that you were building or making, creating, what you were going to say or whatever is going to come out. It's going to come out better, bigger, better, more powerful than you could have ever imagined. I'm seeing that when you fall or when you make a mistake, it's about how you recover and how quickly you recover, get back up again and recover. The enemy would love to see you just lay down and stay there and complain and blame or even like being embarrassed. They'd love to see you embarrassed about falling down, or they want to see you in an energy of not being able to show your face or creating situations where you can feel humiliated. But you will recover. Allow yourself to recover. God already knows about this. Ask God to help you strengthen your character so that when these things happen, when they trip you or try to discourage you or embarrass you, that you appreciate it for what it is and that you get back up better and stronger and more grateful and more faithful than ever. God has factored all of this into it. He's factored the enemy already into this whole creative process. And he knows your strengths and your weaknesses. He's already factored, but he also knows their weaknesses too. But he also knows that they have free will. They have the opportunity to do the right thing. But they may have some karmic debt that needs to get worked out. And they may choose to act out on you in a certain way. But so it's not really about you. You still have an assignment. You still have that unique gift to bring into fruition now. So pray to God for help. Pray for help. Ask for strength, this power beyond what anybody thinks is normal. Ask God to fill you with inspiration and strength. Today is the day when you start to see a much clearer picture of who you're going to be when you grow up.